playing basketball all around the world.
The mountain of motor development is used to determine the progress of an individual's development over a lifespan. There are 6 stages, including reflexive, pre-adapted, fundamental motor patterns, context-specific, skillful, and compensation. We chose to focus on the F&P, context-specific, and the skillful periods. The F&P period occurs from 1 to 7 years and is the stage in which hand-eye coordination develops. As seen in the video, Dustin demonstrates a young child who is learning to dribble in order to develop his hand-eye coordination. He has trouble keeping control of the ball because he has little to no practice or experience in this basketball setting. Over time, Dustin is able to walk and dribble at the same time, which shows growth in his F&P. He is able to use motor skills such as walking and dribbling, even though he is unable to manipulate the ball completely. In this clip, we observe Dustin dribbling in a stable manner, but he is still unable to perform the skill while walking or running. However, with experience and practice, he will be able to overcome this constraint, which we see in this clip. Dustin is able to control the ball while running and doing skillful tricks. Now we move on to Dustin learning how to shoot. As a young and inexperienced player, Dustin is unaware how to shoot a basketball. We see him underthrow as well as watch him mimic what he thinks is correct. As shown, Dustin's fundamental motor pattern skills are not fully developed because he has trouble once again with hand-eye coordination. After Ilana instructs him where his hands should be on the ball, Dustin's accuracy and technique increases significantly. Although he does not make the basket, he has improved his skills, which depicts the context-specific period. Finally, after experience and practice, Dustin becomes a skillful shooter in which he is able to consistently and effectively shoot the ball and move. In the next few clips, Dustin is combining the fundamental motor pattern skills of dribbling, running, catching and throwing, and shooting, which are all the building blocks for learning how to play basketball, which are necessary for the context-specific and skillful period. As we watch these skills develop, we see Dustin mature into a skillful and advanced player in which he is able to apply all the skills he has learned in practice so that he can overcome the constraints involved in the game. He becomes skilled when he consistently gets the ball into the basket after running, dribbling, and jumping all consecutively.
Other constraints involved in basketball are individual structural constraints such as height or body mass, individual functional constraints such as strength, balance, and speed. An environmental constraint consists of past experiences and exposure to basketball.
According to Heinrich, a particular environmental constraint for people who live in crowded areas is that a basketball court does not require a lot of room. Therefore, many people from congested inner-city locations and people low socioeconomic level are introduced to basketball at an early age. Hartman describes the significance of midnight basketball programs in the inner city. To summarize his article, Midnight Basketball is a basketball league that takes place at 10 at night until 2 in the morning. These programs have been credited with keeping inner-city youth, particularly black youth, out of crime. Basketball is a part of the inner-city culture, and the inner-city youth are offered a program where they can perform it. Stockel's results support developing an individual's offhand or non-dominant hand first before developing the dominant hand in the basketball context. This yields a stronger, more skilled basketball player according to the test results. Now in basketball, you must be able to use both hands skillfully to defend the ball from a defender while dribbling. Without the basketball context, people do not usually need to develop their non-dominant hand in order to function successfully. So within the basketball context, the development of the offhand is essential, and is therefore not a fundamental motor pattern. As we close our video, we shot a pickup game at the local gym to display how the use of fundamental motor patterns, such as running and jumping, combined with being skillful in specific skills such as shooting and dribbling, can make an individual successful in basketball.
In this video, we covered how an individual will develop on the mountain of motor development from the fundamental motor pattern level to the skillful level in a basketball context. First, we showed how one will develop their dribbling skill. When dribbling is first introduced, you can expect an erratic display of movement because dribbling is not a fundamental motor skill. As the individual becomes more skilled, the transition from the erratic and uncontrolled bouncing becomes more controlled and natural to the individual. The second skill was shooting. Shooting a basketball is not a fundamental motor skill, but throwing is, so an individual will first attempt any type of throwing motion to get the ball towards the hoop. After being taught and practicing the proper way to shoot a basketball, it will look and feel more natural to the individual, and as their skill grows, the basketball will go in the hoop more often when the ball is shot.
They're playing basketball
all around the world. To the beach, y'all. Let's go. All around the world. Y'all know this is so.